Hello and welcome to the course of Material Science and Manufacturing Process. This is our ninth lecture and this is our second lecture of module 2. And in this module we are in the last lecture we have studied about phase and phase diagram. Now we all have already studied about uh, iron carbon alloy or steel. Now steel is a iron carbon alloy. Now the phase property or phase diagram for iron and iron carbon alloy is known as iron carbon diagram. Now let's start with our let's start. So for iron and carbon diagram, first for any phase diagram, first we need to know the cooling curve, how the material will cool with time. That cooling curve should be known to us. So for iron and cooling curve, for the cooling curve of pure iron look like this. That is after this is 800 degree Fahrenheit, 2800 degree Fahrenheit. It is the melting point. It is the melting point temperature. From the melting point temperature at 1400 degrees Celsius. Iron. This is gamma iron. We will see what is gamma iron. It is a special type of iron which has body center cubic structure. This is a special type of cubic structure. Now again, less than 1400 degrees Celsius, the iron is gamma iron or gamma Fe, that is face center cubic structure. See here in the change between 1400 degrees Celsius to in the 1400 degrees Celsius, what happened? Delta to gamma iron means the crystal structure of iron has been changed. So this is one recrystallization temperature, that is 1400 degrees Celsius is a recrystallization temperature. Again at 910 degrees Celsius, gamma iron changed to alpha iron. Alpha iron is also body center cubic, that is called it is also body center cubic. That means again the crystal structure changed, so that's why this point is also known as recrystallization temperature line. And again at 770 to 780 degrees Celsius, this temperature is known as Curie point temperature, where the non-magnetic iron changes to magnetic iron. That means less than 770 degrees Celsius, Celsius, the iron will become FCC, become BCC, and and magnetic property will be there. So in general temperature, at room temperature, the iron we can got, that is alpha iron with body centered cubic structure, and it is a magnetic element. So that's why iron is a magnetic element. We can see iron as a magnetic element. Now at the 770 degrees Celsius, what happened? The magnetic nature of iron changes to non-magnetic nature. So that this temperature, 770 degrees Celsius temperature, is known as Curie point temperature. So from the cooling curve we can see, our four distinct temperature lines. First one is Curie point temperature line, second one is a recrystallization temperature line, where alpha to gamma transformation will occur, and again at 1400 degrees Celsius there is another recrystallization temperature line where gamma to delta transformation will occur, and after that at around 1560 degrees Celsius, what happened? Iron will be melted, and this temperature is known as melting point temperature for iron. This is the cooling curve, or this is the cooling curve for pure iron. Now if we add impurities such as carbon, what will happen? As we add impurity, the melting point will become less. So that is due to our Raoult's law. That Raoult's law we have studied in the last section. So for that we can get various type of material and various type of composition, and those according to those composition and material the properties will vary. So that's why different names are given to those equilibrium composition. So various phases, and these equilibrium compositions are known as phases. So various phases that can appear in iron carbon equilibrium phase diagram is what can be appear: austenite, ferrite, pearlite, cementite, martensite. This martensite is not a equilibrium phase, but it can exist, and it has very special properties. So that's why we will try to retain this martensite step. And another is latevorite. These type of phases that can be occur in the iron carbon equilibrium phase diagram, and we will see the structure and definition of this structure. So what are the structure that can be seen? First is austenite, ferrite, pearlite, cementite, martensite and latevorite. So these are the microstructure of the different microstructure of the different structure. First, this picture is the microstructure of austenite. This is the microstructure of the austenite under a microscope with 500x zoom. With 500x zoom, austenite look like this, and similarly ferrite at 100x microscope with 100x zoom look like this, and pearlite is at 25x 2500x looks like this structure. This is pearlite, and it is also pearlite, but it is in electron microscope. So these are the microstructure. Now we will see the definition. So what is ferrite? Ferrite is known as a alpha solid solution. It is a alpha solid solution. That means that see, in the cooling curve, in this cooling curve there is alpha ferrite, alpha cooling curve less than 900 degrees Celsius. So that means solid solution of iron with small amount of solid solution of carbon in alpha iron or in alpha iron is known as ferrite or alpha ferrite. Now it is a interstitial solid solution. What do you mean by interstitial solid solution? Interstitial solid solution means that if there is two Fe atom, and in the position in between these terms, small amount of small carbon atom may sit, and this structure will give the interstitial solid solution structure. So it is done by dissolving small amount of carbon in BCC alpha BCC iron. It is a stable form of iron below 912 degrees Celsius. See, below 912 degrees Celsius, and the maximum solubility is given by 0.25% of carbon at 723 degrees Celsius, and it dissolved only 0.008 degree percent of the carbon at room temperature. These things can be known from the phase diagram, from the iron carbon diagram that we will see. It is the softest structure that appears on the diagram. So ferrite is the softest structure that can appear in the diagram. So these are the properties of the average properties of the ferrite, and this is the microstructure of the ferrite. Now pearlite is the eutectoid mixture. It is a mixture, that means more than one solid solution are there. So in pearlite, what is there? In pearlite is made of ferrite and cementite. It is a reaction mixture. It can made after a reaction. It contains 0.80% of carbon, and it is formed at 723 degrees Celsius on very slow cooling. It is very fine plate-like or laminar mixture of ferrite and cementite. The white ferritic background or matrix contains thin place of cementite. That means this matrix in this mixture, the white part in this mixture, these white parts are ferrite, and these laminar parts are cementite. So the average property of perlite is shown here. Now we are coming to austenite. Austenite is also a solid solution. Austenite is an interstitial solid solution. It is also an interstitial solid solution, but it is the solid solution of carbon with gamma iron or face centered cubic iron. So it has maximum solubility it has maximum solubility of 2% of carbon at 1130 degrees Celsius. It has high formability, and most of the heat treatments begin with this single phase. So most of the heat treatment begin with this single phase. So we will see in the heat treatment chapter that most of the heat treatment will start from austenitic transformation or austenization. Next, it is normally not stable in room temperature, but under certain condition, it is possible to obtain austenite at room temperature, but actually it is not stable in room temperature. The austenite properties of austenite are shown in here, and austenite has a unique property that has high toughness. It has high toughness. Next, cementite. Cementite or iron carbide. Cementite is not a solid solution nor a mixture. Cementite is a compound, that is a intermetallic compound. The chemical name of cementite is iron carbide. It is a very hard and brittle material. The chemical formula for cementite is Fe3C. It contains 6.67% of carbon. It is the hardest structure that appear on the iron carbon diagram. It has its exact melting point is unknown. So it is crystal structure which is orthorhombic. Orthorhombic crystal can be seen. It has low tensile strength but high compressive strength, and most importantly it is a hardest structure. Cementite is the hardest structure. Next is ladeborite. Ladeborite is nothing but it is another reaction mixture. It is the eutectic reactant mixture of austenite and cementite. So we will see what is eutectic reaction and what is eutectoid reaction. So in eutectoid reaction, perlite will form, which is a mixture of alpha ferrite and cementite, and eutectic ladeborite is a mixture of eutectic reaction, mixture product from a eutectic reaction, and that consists of austenite and cementite. It contains 4.3% of carbon, and it is formed at 1130 degrees Celsius. Next is martensite. Martensite is a metastable state. That means it is a less stable state than the other equilibrium phases such as austenite, ferrite, cementite, etc. Martensite is a supersaturated solid solution state of carbon in ferrite. It is formed when steel is cooled so rapidly that change from austenite to perlite is suppressed. When the change from austenite to perlite is suppressed, at that time martensite formed. Martensite is a interstitial carbon atom distort the BCC ferrite into a BC tetragonal structure or BCT structure, which is responsible for quenched steel. That means what happened? By making martensite, we can achieve higher hardness very quickly. So this is how can it be made. Martensite can be made by cooling steel so rapidly. So that's how the martensite can be made. So in what is iron carbon diagram? So keeping the idea of these phases, now we can see what is iron carbon diagram. It's a map of temperature at which different phase changes occur on a very slow heating and cooling in relation to carbon. It is called iron carbon diagram. So what is it? a map of the temperature at which different phase changes occur on very slow heating and cooling of iron in relation to carbon is called iron carbon diagram. Iron carbon diagram, what it shows? It shows the type of the alloy formed under very slow cooling with proper heat treatment temperature. It can predict the proper heat treatment temperature, and it can show how the properties of steel and cast iron can be radically changed with heat treatment, or radically changed by rising the temperature and cooling it in a controlled manner, that is heat treatment. So this is our typical iron carbon diagram. I guess it is visible, or if it is not, let me see. Now here we can see that it's a typical iron carbon diagram. In the iron carbon diagram, why it is called iron carbon diagram? This is for this portion, this is for 100% Fe, but 0% of carbon. Now as we move to this side, as we move to the left side, as we move to this side, what happened? The carbon percentage is increased. Now in this picture, from this picture you can see that only 6.70% of carbon is taken in consideration, because so that's why this diagram is called partial phase diagram. So what is iron carbon diagram? It is a partial phase diagram of carbon in iron. Now in this iron carbon diagram, we can very easily see some distinct phases. First, here in this point, that is alpha ferrite. This is alpha ferrite plus cementite. This is the mixture that called perlite. At again in this place there is alpha ferrite plus gamma austenite. This place is completely dominated by gamma austenite. Here we can see ladeborite, that is alpha ferrite plus cementite, and this is we can say gamma austenite plus liquid. Here is we can say delta ferrite, and these are the temperature. Now we will see what are the phase present. First, there is a liquid phase. See here, a liquid phase is there, and after the liquid phase there is there is delta ferrite state. This state is delta ferrite. Delta ferrite it has BCC structure and it is paramagnetic. Similarly, again there is after the delta ferrite there is gamma austenite. Gamma austenite has FCC structure, non-magnetic, and it has ductility. It has ductile in nature. So here it is gamma austenite phase. Next there is alpha ferrite. See here it is alpha ferrite. Alpha ferrite is BCC structure, ferromagnetic, and it is fairly ductile. Next there is Fe3C cementite. This Fe3C cementite is there. This cementite, or this portion is completely cementite portion. This curve is completely cementite curve. So after the 6.67% of carbon, there is only cementite present. So cementite is a orthorhombic, hard and brittle material. So the equation, the reaction, this reaction should be known. These reactions are, first there is a perlitic reaction. See what is perlitic reaction? First there is peritectic reaction. In peritectic reaction, when one liquid and a solid mix together and make a solid, that is known as peritectic reaction. The peritectic reaction occurs between liquid metal and delta ferrite, and that would give us gamma austenite. Next, in eutectic reaction, liquid metal will be dissolved. This liquid metal will be dissolved in gamma austenite and cementite. That is the mixture. This mixture is called ladeborite. Next, in eutectoid reaction, at this point, eutectoid reaction occurs, and the eutectoid reaction, in the eutectoid reaction, what will happen? In the eutectoid reaction, our see, eutectoid reaction has maximum solubility of 0.022. So at this place, eutectoid reaction occur. At this place, eutectoid reaction occur, and eutectoid reaction, gamma austenite is dissolved into alpha ferrite and cementite. That is the mixture called perlite. And this eutectic reaction has maximum solubility of 2.11 or 2.14. At this position, eutectic reaction may occur. Now see, peritectic reaction at 1490 degrees Celsius, with low weight of carbon alloy, weight percentage of carbon alloy, peritectic reaction occurs. Peritectic reaction has no engineering importance, but in case of eutectic reaction or eutectic alloys, which can be made at 1130 degrees Celsius with 4.3 weight percentage of carbon, that type of alloy is called cast iron. And eutectoid alloy, that is at 720 degrees Celsius with eutectoid composition of 0.8 weight percentage of carbon, and it is a two-phase mixture. These are called steels. So here we can again see the iron carbon diagram in detail. So we can see those iron carbon diagram. Now this is ferrite. So we will see now how to read the iron carbon phase diagram. So see, here it is called ferrite. Next, that range is gamma austenite. Next, this range 1 to 2%. This range is known as steel range. And after the 2%, that is 3.4, this portion is known as cast iron range. And in the steel range, there is first perlitic range or perlite up to this eutectoid reaction point. This is known as perlite. And after the perlite, there is perlite and cementine. That is, more cementite is there. That would the name will be perlite and cementite. And after the perlite and cementite, there is perlite and carbide. So this is the eutectic point. Eutectic point means the lowest melting point alloy, that is eutectic alloy, and this is eutectoid line. This line is known as eutectoid line. So these are the important terms regarding the phase diagram. Now from the iron carbon diagram, there is 3 horizontal line. First horizontal line is at 1490 degrees Celsius, which is peritectic reaction takes place. Here, see, here peritectic reaction may occur. Next, in peritectic reaction, what will occur? Liquid plus liquid plus delta ferrite will give us gamma austenite. Now second horizontal line is at 1130 degrees Celsius. See, 1130 degrees Celsius. Where it is this line. This is eutectic reaction line. This line. What will happen in eutectic reaction? In eutectic reaction, from the liquid ladeborite is formed. See, from the liquid, a mixture of austenite and cementite is formed. That is called ladeborite. And third horizontal line is at 723 degrees Celsius, where eutectoid reaction takes place. And austenite eutectoid reaction. See, this is 723 degrees Celsius. That is eutectoid reaction line. Here gamma austenite changes to a mixture of ferrite and cementite. That is called perlite. So this is the iron carbon diagram. So now we will see the delta region only. In the delta region, What are there? See, in the delta region, if we see, means what region we are seeing? This region. This is known as delta region. If we see the delta region, in that delta region, this M point, in that M point, the carbon concentration will be 0.10% of carbon, and this temperature is 1490 degrees Celsius. Here liquid plus austenite is there. Here it is austenite. It is delta plus austenite, and this portion has delta. Okay, and this reaction, this is the peritectic reaction line at 1490. At 1490 degrees Celsius, here peritectic reaction may occur, in which liquid plus delta can give us austenite. See here, it can give us austenite, and the carbon concentration at that time will be 0.18% of carbon. Now, if we see the ferrite region, that means if we see this region only, this is our ferrite region. If we see this ferrite region, in that ferrite region, this is our eutectoid point. This is our eutectoid point, and this line is known as eutectoid temperature line or eutectoid reaction line. In eutectoid reaction line, in eutectoid reaction, what happened? Gamma austenite will change to ferrite and cementite, and this side will have the alpha ferrite only. This side will have alpha ferrite. Above it will have austenite or gamma austenite. Here gamma austenite plus alpha ferrite will be there, and here this is wrong. There is only perlite plus there is some cementite or any other thing. So in that region, austenite to perlite transformation may occur in this region. In eutectoid region, see, we are taking at that region. In this region, eutectoid reaction may take place. Eutectoid reaction takes place. So this is the simplified iron carbon phase diagram. So this is only shows our austenitic phase transformation. Now in the simplified iron carbon diagram, so it is now we will see about the austenite to ferrite or cementite transformation in relation to iron carbon diagram. So this will have, see, in this figure we can see the different microstructure, how austenite is transformed in relation to iron carbon diagram. Here it is austenite in the eutectic reaction. In the eutectoid reaction, what will happen? Austenite will be changed to cementite plus ferrite. That is called perlite. That looks like this. And at this point, what will happen? There will be perlite. In perlite, there is some solid material. So these are the different microstructure. So let's see here. In order to understand the transformation process, let us consider a steel. Consider a steel of eutectoid composition, 0.8% of carbon being slowed along XX line. So it is being slowed along XX line. So these are the austenitic to ferritic transformation, and this ferritic transformation. In this transformation, the upper temperature are only austenite present, and in the lower part when it cools to 720 degrees Celsius, several changes may occur simultaneously. The iron wants to change its crystal structure from FCC austenite to BCC ferrite, but the ferrite can only contain 0.2% of the carbon in the solid solution. The excess carbon is rejected and form carbon rich intermetallic material known as cementite, and net reaction at the eutectoid is formation of the perlitic structure. Since the chemical separation occur entirely within crystalline solid, the resultant will be a fine mixture of perlite and cementite, a fine mixture of cementite and ferrite called perlite. So this is the cementite and ferrite structure in the perlite. and this is the nucleation, means from one point say from the austenite in the eutectic reaction, what will happen? From the austenite first a cementite nucleus will be there, and up in the cementite reaction, after the cementite there will be two ferrite, again there will be another two cementite, and that would give the this type of laminar structure. So this is our eutectic reaction. Now for hypoeutectoid steel, what is hypoeutectoid steel? See in this figure, this is our eutectoid reaction point. The steels, those fall in this side is known as hypoeutectoid steel, and this is known as hypereutectoid steel. So what is hypoeutectoid steel? The hypoeutectoid steel have less than 8%, 0.8% of carbon is called hypoeutectoid steel. Hypo means less, and it is considered the typical hypoeutectoid along YY line. At the high temperature of the material the material is austenite. Upon cooling, it enters the region where stable phase of ferrite and austenite may occur, and at the low carbon ferrite nucleus grows, leaving the remaining austenite at the richer carbon. So hypoeutectoid steel at 720 degrees Celsius may contain by further cooling may contain perlite, and the resulting structure will be of mixture of primary proeutectoid ferrite and the regions of perlite. Hypereutectoid steel, hyper means greater than, so greater than eutectoid reaction line means right side of the eutectoid reaction line, that would give us hypereutectoid steel. Now we can say that ferrite, that has we can see the crystal structure and the characterization of ferrite, austenite and cementite. In ferrite it is a BCC structure which are soft, ductile and magnetic. Austenite, which is FCC structure, soft, moderate strength and non-magnetic. And cementite, which is compound of iron and carbon, that is Fe3C. This is hard and brittle. So, and in the case of cast iron, if we want to know the diagram, in the case of cast iron there is eutectic reaction, and this eutectic reaction, this is eutectic reaction point, this side is known as hypoeutectic cast iron, and this side is known as hypereutectic cast iron. So these are the cast iron and typical composition of the cast irons. And the application, this iron carbon diagram is used to tailor properties of steel and to heat treatment them. It is also used to for compression of crystal structure for metallurgists in case of rupture and fatigue. So these are the applications of the iron carbon diagram. That is it for iron carbon diagram. We will meet in live class and we will discuss this iron carbon diagram in detail. So till then, thank you. Hope you enjoy this lecture. If you have any problem, you may ask in live class. Thank you.